10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Complexities turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the TI6 American Qualifiers. We are here with the playoffs, and it is the start of our journey to see who makes it to the TI main event. First, of course, as a main invitee, and second, as a, of course, wild card qualifier. We have a lot to go for American Dota. 3 best of 3s today. Should be some exciting stuff. And we'll start things off here with Complexity versus FDL. I'm Mott. He's Purge. Kevin, what chances do you give FDL going into this best of 3 series?
I mean, they have the potential. I think Complexity is the much more practiced team. Obviously, they play a very straightforward style of Dota. It's 5-man, that kind of things. FDL needs to hit them when they group up. That's how EG beat them the other day, and ideally outdraft them as well.
Now remember, guys, as we jump into this draft, this is the team that did take down Complexity and stop them from getting to the TI main event. Because guess what? Complexity beat EG, they beat DC, and they had 1 loss to their name. And there are no head-to-head tiebreakers when we did get to the said tiebreakers, the best of ones, of course, before we got into these playoffs in the group stages. So Complexity, they went down to EG, they went down to FDL, and because of that, they are here fighting for their lives in the playoffs. Of course, they have a best of 3 series against FDL. The odds, obviously, in Complexity's favor. We talked about it, and they're going to start things off here with a Ricky Purge.
That's one of their good heroes. They were one of the teams that started drafting it around the start of the patch, or at least during the Manila Major, and I think they get a lot of value out of it. It's also very good against teams that are maybe a bit less practiced than you are in terms of teamwork and roaming and stuff like that. So I like that Complexity opened with it. No surprise that FDL is going to respond to the Lifestealer, since that is one of the best combos with Ricky. But other teams haven't really been valuing Lifestealer as much, so not too concerned about the fact that FDL has it here.
Yeah, this is it's just a solid start, solid pick overall. We've seen a lot of Terrorblade, but now with the Lifesteal, unless they want to run it mid, which is what Sumail did the other day, I don't see that coming out, at least for FDL. For Complexity, they haven't run it, I don't believe, in this tournament so far. But there's always that opportunity for the... I mean, that's like... We talked about it on the panel a lot. Like, Terrorblade is the new meta hero right now, so...
Terrorblade, yeah. Although I've seen him get beaten quite a few times yesterday, so I'm not 100% sure if he's the most OP hero ever right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's a small sample size, small enough. It'll start getting larger as we head over to TI and we get more games played. I mean, so it's just... We don't know if it's really just the hero, if it's Dragonlance, if they don't know how to play up against it yet. There's been issues where I think... You look at Terrorblade, and he's been countered pretty heavily by... I think Escape did a good job against Fantastic Five yesterday in those tiebreakers, but... we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Beastmaster's going to be the pick here, so huge vision advantage going for Complexity due to having Hawk as well as Ricky Maru. And that's going to be against Lion Lifestealer. I do like Ricky versus Lifestealer quite a bit, just because you can drop the smoke cloud as the gank happens, or follow it up after a roar or something like that. It can be very good. But right now, that's 2 really good heroes against Lifestealer.
Yeah, Beastmaster Roar, Riki, as you've talked about, with the smoke screen coming through, Complexity off to a fast start. And Complexity, a team that really... They kind of rally around Swindles if he has a bad game, and we've seen him have really bad games. And even in these American qualifiers so far, he's had, a bad game on Doom. And that was actually with the game they lost against FDL. He had a pretty awful game on Doom. So for Swindles, it kind of comes down to his Beastmaster, how well he's going to play it. Assuming it is going to be in the offlane, which is not an unlikely source. He is one of the better Beastmaster players in the American region. So I'm hoping to see him get off to a fast start, and we'll see how FDL deal with him. Of course, he can obviously pick up that Iron Talon, head to the jungle, and go from there. So.
Or just, let the boars do all the work.
Yeah,
they do. I mean, they're very good still.
Boars are pretty overpowered. God.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'd say overpowered. Their farm speed is really overpowered still, yes. But Beastmaster seems a bit more in line right now.
Yeah.
To where he probably should be, and I think that's partially just play a lot. I don't think he got very significant nerfs in the last patch, actually. I'm gonna actually have to check because I can't... That last patch was pretty minor.
Yeah, it was. There weren't many big changes all across the board. There's like 1 or 2 small changes per hero, some of them pretty significant, others not so much. Heading into the second part of our draft here, I do want to talk about CC&C. For you guys out there that don't know that much about FDL, they played in the Manila Major Qualifier, they got to the playoffs, they're here again. CC&C a big part of that, Bisa on the carry as well. But really what it comes down to is Beast has had, or excuse me, CCNC's had some issues against the top tier mid laners like Sumail, like Weeha. So in this situation against more than likely Chessie or Limp, he's going to have to come up big. And it just kind of, he doesn't tilt per se, but it just feels like he gets a little bit outclassed in those mid lane matchups. And it also comes down to the picks they have for him. They don't often pick for him to give him a good laning matchup. So,
well, that's not too good for him. I actually played against him once in a sub game, and he joined the lobby. And
wait, was he your sub?
yeah, apparently
Wow.
when he first started playing Dota, he watched some of my videos. He said because
He's
he
very
shows
young.
up in my chat once in a while.
He's very young, very impressionable. I'm
And
sure you gave him
he
some...
he destroyed or stole my bottle. It was awful.
Oh God.
And I was like randomly, I got random to Winter Wyvern and went mid with it, and he was playing Ember Spirit. That was some rough.
That does not sound like a fun matchup, nor your bottle getting stolen. Man, he's styled on you, dude.
Unfortunately for him, he is not playing against me mid, so it's gonna be a bit harder.
Yeah, the student becomes the master here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he needed that much of my help. If he's already in the pro scene and he's only been playing for what 2 or 3 years or whatever, then
yeah,
he's obviously very talented.
From what I've heard from Grant and a lot of the other people, he is very, very nice.
That's good.
As his name suggests, he's calm, cool, and collected. We've talked about it before.
Okay.
This entire team, FDL, that's not a misnomer. FDL is exactly kind of how this team runs. But
he may be up against the Winter Wyvern mid again.
Oh, he's gonna have to steal that bottle. Let's see.
Yeah, I did double check Beastmaster's nerfs. He got a nerf to his roar damage. It used to do 200 damage to level 1, not only does 150. So very small nerf.
Right.
Slightly reduces that first gank that he puts out.
Right.
So even if he does hit 6 pretty fast still, his gank likelihood afterwards is still going to be a bit harder.
They get the Disruptor on FDL's side, another solid support. I love the Disruptor line combination because you put the line pretty much in the 4 position. Fluff was talking about the 4 position more aggressive, the 5 position more defensive, and that you can see that for complexity. For FDL, Disruptor's kind of more aggressive than defensive, I think. But both of these heroes together, you have a lot of lockdown. Glimpse is a really good ability. Static Storm is game winning in certain circumstances. And then they get the Nature's Prophet on top of it, which is very interesting. It's not a hero we've seen a whole lot of during these qualifiers. And I'm excited for it in the offlane for MGW. That's one of his best heroes in the offlane.
And one of the nice things it does is it counteracts the roam of Ricky a little bit, because if Ricky shows up somewhere, then Prophet can also show up, and you put a dust on him. Having a Sprout or something like that can really make a big impact against Ricky, especially if he's already used Blink Strike. So
right.
I like the NP pick. It's okay so far. I really like the Disruptor pick, though. I see it as a good solution against heroes like Winter Wyvern, Ricky. You just need the support in the area, and you can kind of counteract those AoE silences that their opponents are putting out. So they can at least counteract some of those defensive measures from Winter Wyvern as well. If you use something like Cold Embrace on somebody, that's the easiest Static Storm in your life.
Oh yeah.
You throw it down, and then later you put a Connect Field down. Maybe it just guarantees a lot of damage. So
if it's on like your carry, you're like, all right, well we really need to kill this hero. Like the Jug, for example, Static Storm the crap out of him. And then he can't even Blade Fury when it comes out if the Static Storm is still up and ready to go.
That's a good point. They have really good Juggernaut options, even though Jug is picked here. I don't see it as that amazing of a pick, and they have Nature's Prophet, so they should have some treants and things to tank the Omni Slashes where normally Lifestealer is countered. Now again, they do have Winter Wyvern, so Lifestealer killing people is going to be a little tough, but you know, with Lion, Disruptor, Prophet, they have some magic damage.
They have burst. They have a little bit of burst coming out, to be fair.
Yeah. I think I would like to see just like a Maelstrom build, maybe out of Prophet would be good here.
Yep.
Although maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, but it'll work nicely against Cold Embrace.
There's a lot of options. Furion has one of the largest build. What's the word I'm looking for?
Build options. I guess.
That's what I meant. He pretty much and he can go into pretty much any item, and you're kind of like, that's fine. That's a good choice. Well, not any item, but there's a lot of items that you can go for on that hero. I'm surprised that Complexity pick Jug into the Furion. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's just a good damaging hero. Like you mentioned, the Treants coming out, but again,
that's very small, honestly. Like, and most Jugs build Battle Fury anyways. So.
And the other thing is also the Lifestealer with Armlet has decent amounts of armor. That's the only other thing. But other than that, I guess if you find an Omni against Lion and Disruptor, you're probably fine.
Yeah, Juggernaut is pretty good against these heroes, honestly. Like Jug is actually kind of a Lifestealer counter because you can just Omni Slash him, and his only solution is going to Infest. So I think it's fine. It's still, they have some options for both sides, but it's still all around. Like Juggernaut is almost always going to be a good pick.
It's like, the tried and true carry hero that is not going to be going mid this time, by the way. It is going to be going the safe lane as Templar Assassin is picked up for Limp, I imagine.
Yeah, the TA is a pretty good pick here. They don't have very good damage over time skills, with the exception of Disruptor. It looks like a pretty even draft to me. I feel like both teams have good things about them.
This last pick. Oh, the PL mid for CC
That
and
was
C.
really good pick, actually.
That's very interesting.
The only downside is it might be a little too greedy for them, but playing TA versus PL is one of the worst things in Dota. It's like playing Huskar versus PL.
Here's the good thing about their draft. I know a lot of people, I know Charlie, PPD harps on this on Twitter. Single core Lifestealer, a lot of people hate it. And in this situation, you have 3 cores, and all 3 of them farm extraordinarily well. Their late game is very solid, and Complexity don't have that. They have a Jug TA. They have a Beastmaster who can scale pretty well, but he's not quite as good in that late game, I think, as an Aegis Prophet can be with his split push, with his damage. So if the greed is able to work, it'll pay off for FDL and Spades, and they will have a pretty good mid to late game.
Yeah, I think I would like to see FDL maybe get a mech on the Prophet. That way they can fight a bit earlier, because they just have to make sure that they don't lose in the early game, in my opinion. Oh, damn, I get to predict. All right, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
Purge predictions.
Let's do this together, dude.
Even though by the time that this gets you on stream, it's gone. All right, total number of player deaths by 10 minutes. I'm going to go with a 6 to 10, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Player with highest net worth by 25 minutes.
Oh, God. CC, maybe? Or Chessie?
I would probably go for TA, I think.
Okay, I'm with you. It was one of those
25 minutes? Oh, that's like after a lot of stuff has happened, actually. I think I'm going to pick... Oh, but I think coL's more likely to win, so...
40...
I'm going to pick the carry on the enemy team, I think. I think Chessie or Limp are most likely.
I'm going to pick Limp. I'm going to pick Limp. You can
I'm
pick
going to go Chessie because I don't like TA versus PL.
Okay.
And how long will the game be?
I want to say 44 to 60. I'm hoping that we get a good one, a barn burner. That's just me thinking.
This one's pretty tough, actually. Could go lots of different ways. I'm going to say 30 to 37, but I'm not very confident about that at all.
Okay.
Number of ancient caps stacked by 30. There's going to be a lot because there's the TA in the game.
Right.
And on the Radiant team, I guess the Radiant won't stack it that much, so I'm going to say
number of by 30. You so
it's maximum 30 stacks.
So wait, so stacks meaning like actual just each stack, right?
Yeah, how many times do they stack it?
I'd say 610, honestly, by 30 minutes. Maybe
kind of what I was thinking.
610, but maybe 11 or 12. But I think 610 is where I'm at right now.
Is it Ricky offlane?
No, he's just roaming Z-Freak. Ricky.
One downside is they can't stack very well with a lot of the heroes.
610 is how I'm feeling.
All right, I'm gonna go with the 11-15. So
all right, we got our options covered.
We got something to banter about.
Okay.
So what happens if I win this?
You get a pat on the back, and
do I get compendium levels or something?
I don't know. It's a good story to tell during a What the Duck that we do in the near future or something.
Some year.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't have anything of value to give you right now, to be honest. Ask Graham for an NA Dota shirt, maybe. How about that? He has extras, I'm sure.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What the issue currently is, I don't think they told us why we're paused. Oh, settings, said Z-Freak. Shout out to Grant, best NA personality. Thanks, Stan King. It's real kind of you.
Did he write that?
He did. He did, in fact, write that.
Oh, yeah, he did. Too bad I kicked him out of this cast because I actually showed up almost barely on time. There was traffic.
I wasn't going to say anything. But since you brought it up, yeah, we were scrambling.
Yeah.
To figure out what room we were in, who I was casting with. You were on the schedule. Grant was there. I'm like, well, if Purge doesn't show up, I guess I'm gonna have to bring Grant in. Oh God, not that guy again.
No, that's okay. He's doing great right now, and
yeah, no. In all honesty, he's really.
I'm happy
good.
to be here. I need to do more casting, anyways. I didn't do any at the major. They kept sticking me on the panel.
They really did, man. I was like, man, they're not, because we were concerned about who the casters were gonna be, and it turned out that I was like, oh, I'm fine with casting with Kevin and Yannis, and it turned out that Yannis got absolutely panel locked for the entirety of the major.
He as well? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he never casted a single game. Winter casted one game, one best of 3, or no, one 2-game series. I believe it was Newbie versus... No, it was Complexity... No, it was Empire versus somebody. I can't remember who. But nonetheless, we are here with FDL versus Complexity. Game number 1 of a best of 3 series. Already in the mid lane, Z-Freak looking to wrap around and find himself a courier snipe. Unfortunately, he will have to wait a period of time, as right now CC&C...
Ooh, updated net worth.
Yeah, it's going to show a lot. So far, interesting start to the game. You can see this mid lane matchup is the one thing I'm really interested in seeing. And CC&C already one last hit, but it's still very early on. It's less than a minute into the game. We do have the jungling Beastmaster for Swindles, and this is something he tweeted about a long time ago. He said, I forgot to buy Iron Talon and just head to the jungle like every other offlaner in the world. And We'll see if that actually, if he just stays in the jungle for a long time and doesn't really commit to...
He definitely will. He's on Dire side. Dire jungling is really fast.
Yeah, for the Beastmaster. This is what you told me too. I remember you bringing it up last time about the two camps going between these.
Yeah, they're
two
just
camps.
so close. You just cut that one tree and then you can walk between the two. You can double stack very easily. You can pull them into the same area. There's just so many heroes that can efficiently farm there.
Meanwhile, mid lane, it looks like a pseudo dual lane, although CC has the Sentry Z-Freak. He should have one ready to go.
They both have a sentry, actually. The coL plays theirs to the right a little
Lord
bit.
MJW, Chessie getting taken some tower hits here, but it won't fall as the tank will heal him up. He's got a salve, and he's looking to go back in, actually. Might actually get the kill. He has no treants. He only has a set of tangos and a clarity. That will not save his life, but Chessie a little too far away. Actually, that was the creep wave that's too far away, but coming in from the side is Z-Freak. He wants this kill. The Sentry's there. MJW knows it. He's going to run around and actually juke and trap Z-Freak in with the creeps there. This might be troublesome. They're going to spot him out. They're going to send the tree in, and it looks like he will stay alive. And they're looking for that Arctic burn, but it's down for 12 seconds. No further initiation or damage potential as FDL's MJW sitting very far back, close to that tier 2 tower. I like the aggression from Complexity, but no such luck there in getting that first blood.
Yeah, that was a great idea for him to put the sentry down just to anticipate the Riki roaming over, since Riki hadn't shown, and they hadn't seen him mid, so they knew he was heading to the top lane, and forcing all that rotation without them getting any kills out of it was really beneficial to them. So nicely done by FDL there on the top lane.
So Swindles continues to jungle. They continue to push into the top lane for Complexity. Limp is going to be doing pretty well in the mid lane, or not. 3 last hits for Limp to the 8 of CC&C. I spoke too soon. CC&C has got 6 denies. He's done really well for himself. We'll see if Limp can catch up now that he's got 2 points in Refraction and 1 point in Sideblade. And Limp is still, he's doing some decent damage to CC, but meanwhile, looks like they're going to find MJW up in the top lane. Arctic Burn will go. He's going to try to TP out. Nothing to cancel the TP just yet, and MJW will make it back to the tier 1 tower. I'm surprised he didn't go back to the well. He took a lot of damage there, and he's out of tangos now. Now mid lane, rotating and skanking with an Invis rune. They also have the Disruptor nearby. CC's going to go toe-to-toe. Earthspike gets off the time. Hexed up as well. One more right click from CC will do the job, and it is going to be first blood going the way of the Phantom Lancer and FTL getting it done, getting on the board early here. Nice play from the Radiant squad.
It's just so scary here for Templar Assassin to play against the PL, because he just always knows that there's really easy ways for the PL to break his shield. He just lances it, and then a couple illusions hit, and all of a sudden TA's dead, and TA can't kill PL at all, because even if he has a trap, hypothetically, at level 6, he can just doppelgang up cliffs. So coL has to get kills in some of these other lanes for them to stabilize a bit here. On the bright side, they do have a jungling Beastmaster, but it's looking a little iffy here for Limp on the mid lane.
Yeah, the thing is right now, the good news for Complexity is that Swindles is the highest level. MJW currently sitting at only 8 last hits in level 3, so this offlane not going particularly well from the Nature's Prophet. He could jungle as well, but it's going to take a little bit longer for him to get up and ready to go. The good news is down in the safe lane, it is going to be the free farm Bisa on the carry for the Lifestealer.
You're definitely right about the levels. That's the biggest thing here. Swindles is 5, Handskin is 3.5, whereas the 2 supports on FDL are really underfarmed. Both are just level 2s, so they've been a little active on the map, but haven't been getting a super amount done.
Mid lane, Splinter Blast, CC, no more Doppelganger. He's got a regen rune, but the Arctic Burn going and chewing through him. He's going to pop the regen perfectly. The Hex comes out, saves his life. Spirit Lance, they're going to turn it around. The Cold Embrace. They should have more magic damage with another Lance coming through, but they're going to go ahead and right-click the Refraction. Illusions will take care of it. Good Fairy Fire, not enough. CC grabs the kill with FDL getting it done again. Limp getting a little bit too overextended there.
That was really close. If he didn't have a regen, he was 100% dead there. And he held it just long enough. Very close to him dying. Z-Freak may be in trouble. Never mind. He's got that skill, Blink Strike.
Pretty good skill. Pretty good defensive skill.
Yeah.
Windlace, Orb of Venom. The quality small item purchases that actually allow you to do so much work in the early game.
We have an Ancient stack.
Do they? Which
Ooh.
one? Dire Team? Yeah.
Yeah, Dire Team. Radiant Team is very unlikely to stack it that much. They can do it later, but for now, they're just going to focus on laning, I'm sure.
PL's not bad at taking Ancient Stacks, but it's a little bit later when he could do so, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need minimum 6 or something. It's a little bit of a scan here by the Radiant Team. They're checking to see if the TA went back to... No, TA's farming that. Maybe they're trying to predict where Swindles is. Yeah, they are. They're saying, okay, is he farming the jungle?
Well, they see him bottom.
So that means he's ganking.
They should see him bottom.
I think they're predicting this, basically.
And,
and they had the ward as well. So
a kill on Swindles is actually huge for FDL. He's still, I think, highest. No, he's one of the highest in net worth currently, but
It's a hard kill though. He's got huge armor with Basie and Iron Talon. That's an extra 4.
Stan King silenced up by the smoke screen. Chessie looking for the Omni. Earthspike doesn't get Chessie as he Blade Fury through it, and Stan King will end up falling. Nice kill, Chessie finally getting involved there with the help of the Z-Freak Riki. So easy pickup there on the line. Pretty good smoke screen to start things off, and then the Blade Fury to avoid any further damage. Glimpse back, Bronze will try to TP away. Roar is going to come out, and Bronze will get caught. He's got kinetic field, he will not be able to save his life. He will buy out and make sure that he gets as much done as he possibly can before going down. Hanskid will TP back home. Meanwhile, Z-Freak shadowing MJW. He's got Sprout ready. The Hex will come through, and Stan King's back and ready. Earthspike, he might be able to bring him down. No tricks for the trade. Dust is up. Z-Freak will fall. A little too aggressive, and MJW is gifted an assist, as it looks like Riki is a bit too overextended again, this time in complexity.
Yeah. He probably could have been able to kill the Nature's Prophet by himself, but he needed to drop the smoke cloud there. He didn't think Line would get there that fast, basically, and Line was able to shut that down. So, nice rotation by Stan King to react to that with the TP.
Stan King, despite dying, gets a pretty good Earth Spike. He's actually done a lot for only a level 3 line. Again, though, the problem being that he needs some experience, and it looks like he's going to head top to try to leech that, but he needs to be wary of Chessie on the Juggernaut. With Omni Slash, he's got all of his early game items. Needs to be very, very careful. Z-Freak will take some damage from these illusions in Spirit Land. CC and C's net worth second in the game currently. FDL, they're off to a pretty good start, I think, Purge, all things considered.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy with how this game is going. It's going to be a while until Limp can catch up a bit. He's doing alright, he's got 27 CS, but in terms of net worth, he's real behind. By about 50% of the net worth of the other heroes. So.
I mean, he's died twice.
And he's at a tough lane.
The one thing that'll bring him back, or the two things I should say, are the creep camps here in the jungle and the ancient stack over on the Dire side.
Yeah, it's just going to come down so much to how they rotate on coL's side in the mid game here. I have a lot of faith in Limp as a player though, so I think he's going to be able to come back here, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a tough game.
That guy's a monster.
coL just needs to hit what they're good at, which is this like early mid-game 5-man pressure kind of thing. So I have a feeling that they're going to be able to execute this, even if they are behind now.
We'll wait and see how things do turn out. Hawks should scout out this TP. Might have barely missed it. It's daytime now. They see the rotation in from MJW. They probably should have known that there was an infest in as they saw the lifestealer there momentarily. That Hawk is an MVP. Beast is going to go ahead and infest out. Knowing that, well, guess what? They were probably scouted. They probably thought there was a Hawk there. And a bit unfortunate for FDL that they will miss out on the kill. However, they will transition into a tower push. And how low is this tower right now? Not very. Meanwhile, their tier 1 tower top lane is already gone. So FDL looking to try to even up the odds in terms of tower taking abilities.
That's fine for them that it died though, because now Lion gets a free lane here, very close to his tier 2 tower. Very low chance that he dies. The only way it's going to happen is maybe like Riki plus another hero rotating over. So there's a ward in the lane as either you or somebody else circled.
That was me.
Okay.
There's only you and me in the slot. So.
Okay. Yeah, really good ward placement there by coL. It should basically separate off that side of the map. And Stan King pushes the lane up a little bit. Actually, it's been a pull here by Chessie. Very nice of him to deny this and to do the side pull. A lot of carries will generally prioritize their farm too heavily. In this case, by Chessie doing the side pull, it basically delays the level 6 that Stan King was going to get here for free.
Yeah, and
so that's huge.
Look at where this creep wave is now situated. It is back at the tower. Stan King a little bit upset about that, I'm sure. His level is definitely 4, and actually this is the one problem for FDL, and well, there's probably more than one problem, but they have under-leveled supports here. You can see the Riki's level 6, the Hanskin level 5, Winter Wyvern is coming out, and the rest of the squad is pretty high level as well.
They feel way less safe here since it's Dire. Since coL's on Dire here, that means that they have the ability to just pressure the enemy jungle, and they have a Beastmaster, and they have a Riki Maru. So at this point in the game, their ability to like lane pressure and look for ganks is really straightforward.
FDL will smoke up and look for their own set of ganks here, trying to find a kill. Mid lane, the target would be Hanskin, but he's already behind the tree line now. They might have scouted him out, but they will see him with the Observer Ward. That's the only thing if he walks up a little bit. But it looks like they're just going to wait for a TP to the top lane, trade their tier 1 tower away, try to pressure the tier 1 tower top, and see if they can find anything of substance in terms of kills. As for now, Complexity will just continue to farm up in the jungle, clearing out creep waves and creep camps. This camp is, this tower is still being baited. Nature's Prophet being very far up. This could be tricky. Dire scan, Radiant scan comes out. They know they're over at the, I guess, probably Ancient stack coming through. As of course it does scout out things outside of the Roche pit. And the other scan was the, I think, Dire scan up in the top lane, but it misses completely, looking to see if anyone was behind MJW. But they won't go for a defense anyways.
Yep, I think coL played that correctly. They're not ready to fight anyways, especially with TA being behind like she is, so... Ooh, Curry almost dies to Ancients. That was a little scary. But basically, both teams doing what's good for their sides. FDL does the smoke through the jungle, look for an easy kill, and then they transition that towards the top lane in case coL decided to defend it. They could have gotten a tower and a gimme fight. But instead, coL just takes their tower and backs off and keeps working on Ancients. They're just going to play passive for now, because they know that they need to catch up a little bit, and their cores will be able to catch up eventually. Those mid-game fights are the big thing, though. Can TA do fights and not just be worthless against heroes like Disruptor and PL?
Well, she's, I think, going for a blink first for Limp. 1,800 gold in the bank, not picking up a Mithril Hammer or a Blightstone. Not that you usually go for Desolator first, you can.
Usually. But I think this is the right game, absolutely, to go for Blink Dagger, because she basically needs to play her hero like a Quap, kind of. She needs to jump in, do damage, and get out.
Yeah.
Because it's too easy for her Refraction to get burned, and once it is, then she's just kind of dead. And they already have other Invis heroes in the game with Riki, so there's going to be plenty and plenty of detection going FDL's way, so she's got to be a hit and run hero this game. High mobility or Blink Dagger, stuff like that. Absolutely going to be the way.
The pressure on towers right now is definitely in favor of Complexity. You can see the map control they've garnered by dropping some wards down. You can see the positioning and where they are in the jungle. Meanwhile, Stan King CC and C up in the top lane, and I talked about positioning in the jungle, and that's exactly what they've got going for them. But they might just lose this tier 1 tower mid, again, because they're just trying to find ganks, and there's just too much aggression coming out from Complexity. They're not finding kills necessarily, but they're getting good tower damage, and they'll probably find another tier 1 coming out, and that's just going to add to the lead that Complexity have in terms of net worth.
Yeah. Disruptor picking up the tomes, still not level 6 yet. Definitely very behind here. Lion as well. They're just so far behind on experience this game.
It's not great.
It's a little bit out of control in some ways. They should definitely have been 6 by now, because it just limits their options. They coL has basically just been playing AFK farm across the map, and they haven't been able to do anything because they don't have Finger of Death and they don't have Static Storm.
It's just that this is the problem with the Riki as well as the Beastmaster. You farm the jungle, and the Riki just roams around getting vision, getting wards down. His ward placements have been on point. Complexity will take Roche more than likely. There's a ward that scouts them over to that pit, and I don't know if you really try to fight this if you're FDL. You could see a TP coming in from the Furion. Maybe they will. CCNC was shadowed by Z-Freak, but all 5 heroes. And Fest Bomb coming in from the Satyr Mindstealer, but look at how low Roshan is. He's about to go down. Swindles gets the roar off in time on MJW. Static Storm misses completely. They're going to go to work on Hanskin. Gets off the Spirit Lance. Doppelganger will go. They've already lost the Disruptor. He did get off his ulti. Now Stan Keegan's getting chased down. Has to use the double Earth Spike. It's nice, but it'll only keep him alive for the time being. TP away from Swindle. They can't bring him down. He TP's out. They lose MJW. Spirit Lance on Chessie. He's got Blade Fury. He'll try to TP away, but there's good right click. Pause coming in as MJW and disconnected from the game. He's down for 30 with no buyback, so maybe they might just
and Dire got Roach, and they got the Aegis on coL.
That's really bad.
Really bad for FDL there. It looked like it kind of could have gone well, but they had to get that balance
all
off.
Over the place, man. That was just they wanted to fight together, and instead they kind of fought.
I mean, they did have to come contest the Roach. It's good that they contested it. If they were 5 seconds earlier, it would have been a bit better, but maybe, or what they maybe should have had is the smoke in their inventory. Approach with Invis, basically, and then try to get the good fight off. But they made it very clear that they were there, and coL spread out, and the spin came out of Jug, and that's basically what did everything.
And they are looking for more. Bisa might be in trouble. Smoke screen will come out. He has Armlet, and there it is. He's going to get jumped on. Toggle will save his life for the time being, but he won't be able to get another one off, and he will fall again. And CC knows that he's the next target, will TP home, and that is another gigantic kill for Complexity now, who have taken over this game pretty handedly. 4,000 net worth advantage. And it just looks like Complexity are in the driver's seat right now as we progress further into 14 minutes into this game.
Yeah, that fight was just really big. Winter Wyvern hit a double Splinter Blast as well as soon as Jug approached for the spin, so at that point the supports were basically dead. You can't take that kind of a nuke at this point in the game and not be in some trouble here. And it looks like Chessie's going to go for Battle Fury this game just so he can accelerate past his opponents.
And of course against the Illusion's always a good item to go for.
Yeah, of course, good point. Absolutely have to get it against the PL, otherwise they won't have enough AoE options. Templar Assassin's very close to his Deso. I really feel like what's missing from this game is that FDL didn't get enough value out of their support system.
Yes,
they
absolutely.
just got like one gank mid and a little bit of lane pressure, but
I think the Riki might have been the biggest issue in that regard.
I mean, I guess so, but surely you can move around. Surely you can get 6 faster. It's not like Riki stops every pull or completely limits what the supports can do. Like maybe they were too worried about the Riki ganks, and they sat behind people mid or something. I'd have to watch the replay, but I really feel like we haven't felt any pressure from the supports on FDL just yet.
I mean, there's not There's not even level 6 for Stan King. He's about to leech it, but that's awful
That's
at 15 minutes.
Okay. That's absolutely a huge mistake. Like, yeah, they have 2 supports that need some levels, but I don't know if that guy just went to the jungle and constantly pulled. If they have a dust as well and Ricky shows up, you just kill him. Like, you can kill him with a disruptor in a line, no problem, with 2 ranged heroes.
Yeah, and they're going to try to go to a late game situation here. And, well, they might even get ganked on bottom as the Ricky is nearby. Smoke is going to come through, won't be scouted out. Actually, I think they might have just smoked on top of this side trap, so maybe I'm wrong about that. Which is a bit unfortunate.
They would have had to been paying attention, so sometimes that doesn't actually end up mattering. Oh, they're going to be able to find Wyvern, though.
Hanskin, this could be a huge kill for Stan King. He's dewarding right now. There's the Earthspike from the back, and he's going to get off the Nature's Wrath as well. There's the Spirit Lance coming through, and it looks like he will be able to cold embrace himself. The Thunderstrike, not enough damage. He's going to maybe get some help. No one's rotating in. He'll try to Arctic Burn his way across the ravine, but no such luck. He doesn't even get it off in time. And FDL will get the job done and find a much-needed kill, but it's not that big of a kill, as it is, of course, only the Winter Wyvern going down.
They're gonna be happy with that though. It's levels, that's the important thing. Like, that gives line half of a level towards 7, so every kill that they can get is huge. Now, one good thing that Stan King has done though is he hasn't died very much this game. He's 2-2-2. He's got 1900 gold, so once he gets Blink Dagger, things change a lot. I still think
he's
that
almost
he
got it. Yeah,
more.
wow, you're right.
He definitely could have done more in the early game, but at least he's almost got Blink now, and he's going to TP to the bot lane and finish up that Blink farm.
Stan King, the hero of the game where he was playing Oracle against Complexity in the group stages. He didn't win the game single-handedly, but he did do enough for his team to help out. Swindle's top lane sprouts up, but that's on the board. They've seen him. Thunderstrike will come through. They have glimpsed it is level 4, and they can bring him back if need be. There it is. Kinetic Field, Static Storm. He already did top the Necro. Do they have enough damage here? He's got no stick charge. Still might stay alive. The Roar's going to come through, and MJW will fall. CC wants this kill. They're going to lose Franz. He'll try to TP out. CC uses the Spirit Lance. Pause will come in again as MJW disconnects once more. FDL, everything is going wrong for them at this point. Another crash for this Nature's Prophet player. MJW, a legend in the American scene, but he's got a bad computer. That is something that everybody knows about MJW.
That's too bad. Nature's Prophet maybe could have wanded there before he got roared by Beastmaster, and maybe he would have gotten extra right click off, but they do kill Beastmaster ultimately, but losing 2 heroes like that is a little
really
expensive.
Bad. CCNC is going to get chased down, but they have no way of catching him with Doppelganger up, especially Side Trap on Beats, so he can rage it off if need be. And let's just go in with this Omni Slash from Chessie. He'll find the kill. And he's dead for 46 now. They will get off CC's Spirit Lance. He's going to do so much damage, though. Doppelganger's away from that Meld Strike, which did a lot of work on, of course, that Nakes, but they won't find that secondary kill. On CC, it feels like he's going to have to do a lot of this work on his own here, Purge. Yeah,
it's going to be really tough now. By TA being in this kind of position, she's got plenty of damage. Her plus anybody else means dead heroes. It could be Ricky plus her. It can be lots of other heroes, like Lifestealer just looked weak there, and he's going to have to get a really fast follow-up armor item, otherwise it doesn't even feel like he has armor. Deso does a lot, Meld Strike does a lot. At that point, he's got 0 armor, and he just gets eaten clean.
Well, for FDL, it's now a net worth disadvantage of about almost 10,000. It is there. Experience-wise, it's that and more. So you're getting it to a point where you have to pretty much find an excellent team fight to turn things around, whether through a smoke, whether through a high ground defense. Luckily, Static Storm's pretty good at that. Earth Spike, Nature's Wrath can keep the lanes pushed out for MJW, who, by the way, is just... He's pretty much only narrowly ahead of the...
the jungle mutt.
Well, that's unfortunate. Beast does kill Chessie as he gets caught out in time, and the T-Tors come through.
That's a huge kill.
That's really big, and I'm really freaking pissed that I missed it, so good job me. Although, I'm sure it's not that big of a deal.
Looks like they put a ward down here, and then they saw the Lifestealer farming, and then they did Blink Hex, and that's why he died. He's still at the point where he's not very tanky. He's got Battle Fairy and Yasha now, great damage build, completely a standard build, but until he gets something like Manta, maybe Scotty or something, then he will be very vulnerable to ganks like that.
I think if FDL can survive the next couple of minutes, maybe another Roshan and maybe in the high ground push, which will inevitably come, this Midas is kicking in for this Lifestealer.
Yeah.
He's already got the beginnings of what I imagine to be a Sange.
Yeah.
And that's something.
Yeah, it's a good choice. It's a hybrid stat item, basically, with damage and mobility, so it doesn't give him a lot of armor, it only gives him like 2 or 3, but it will make an impact, and at the very least, there's a lower chance that at least he's out of position, and he can chase people better too.
What I was talking about before we missed out on the kill was that, well, I hold that thought because I might miss another one if I'm not careful, is in the tree line is Swindles. I don't know if they know that he's here, and CC and the crew are going to sit up and look for a jungle engagement. He'll sit up, try to farm up this creep wave in the top lane. Radiant Scan will go through, not finding it. And when everyone's bottom, they're going to just go on MJW. And he was the one I was talking about. He needs items, and right now he's not finding them. He's getting killed. That's his, I believe, third death of the game. And he's just not having the impact that you're used to seeing on an MJW Nature's Prophet for FDL.
Yep. And they were looking for other heroes in the jungle, but all of coL is playing on the other side of the map. I like what Swindles is doing here. He's spending a lot of time basically looking for heroes. He resummoned his Hawk over here to look for more FDL movement. I don't think they yet realize that coL is in the jungle, but the Hawk is going to scout it now. They see Lion, they see Disruptor, and this gives them a lot of information and basically lets coL know exactly what to do.
They will find Swindles. Roar's going to come out. Necro 3. Stan Kane's going to get dropped. And now Franz is all by his lonesome. And it looks like Swindles is going to get 2 double kills. Or rather, 2 solo kills. A double kill for him on the Beastmaster. That Necro 3 comes out. That Roar into this, of course, damage coming through from his Necro units. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's the Omni Slash. Beast is getting chased down. Melt Strike to finish him off. And that might actually just be the game. What a set of circumstances that just pretty much blow this game wide open for Complexity and take them a tier 3 tower on top of probably a full set of racks here.
Yeah, man, they just completely outplayed their opponents in the last 5 minutes or so. The fact that he gets a double kill on supports is amazing. The supports basically haven't done anything in the last 5 minutes. They kept looking for kills, but nobody was there on that side of the map because coL has been playing the map correctly. Oh, they're going to try to kill Stanking. They do pick him off here.
Oh my lord, they just jump right in, TPing away to the top lane as MJW knowing that he can't defend bottom. He's looking for more split push. The Riki already has the Diffusal Blade at 21 minutes into the game. Chessie has an SNY Battle Fury. You look at Limpy sitting on a Desolator Blink BKB plus 1,000 gold, and they're going to go right to the tier 4s. I don't see why not. They have too much of an advantage for, I think, FDL to mount a defense here. You can see Beast is waiting for at least CCNC to be up. Probably Stand King. They're going to go and they're going to try to find a defense. And now with all of these heroes respawning, Complexity make the right smart play. They decided to TP out. Z-Freak will be the first to make it through. Limp will farm the jungle on the way out. CC will find Hanskett. I thought Hanskett had already made it away, but it looks like he was TPing out and didn't make it in time. Or actually, he was just there.
They're all on a different page there. coL was... I don't know, that last, 20 seconds or so just looked like a pub game to me where one team had given up and they were like, do we push to tier 4s? Do we back up?
Complexity celebrating with their game 1 victory, and FDL is like, well, what do we do next game?
Looking at this game now, it's got to be tough for them that they lost FDL, and that was the only one loss, because if they hadn't lost the game, they would have just gone straight to TI and been in, and now they've got to play playoffs, so kind of scary for them. But they're looking really strong right now. Yeah, I like their drafting this game was good. I think this game is more on FDL's inaction so far than it is necessarily coL playing amazing. But this is kind of what separates usually really good teams from teams that are below them, is that the good teams are just going to farm really, really rapidly, and the other team won't be pressuring hard enough to offset that at all. Yeah, that's just it. Right now, it seems like a difference in the skill level between these two squads. But don't worry, FDL still have game number 2 to try to even things out here. As Complexity, they are up 1-0, or will be up 1-0 if they can finish off this game. With Roche respawning and Aegis, a high ground push would be inevitable, and it will be probably that victory coming through. But let's not count our chickens too soon. As Complexity, they can maybe somehow give this game away, especially on a Phantom Lancer who gets farmed enough. He could do some serious work, a good Static Storm, a good Infest Bomb, and some good Nature's Wrath damage, and Complexity might be running for the hills. However, Z-Freak is shadowing CC again down bottom. Nobody there, as they're all over towards that Roche mid as I was talking about. Complexity will take yet another one, but the trade this time will be in favor of FDL. As I say that, Roche falls instantly. The tier 2 tower is nowhere near dead. But the glyph should be available, and they might even be able to defend this. And this is Hanskin smoked up, looking for a Worders Curse. He'll find it, and Visa getting right-clicked by MJW. He's the one doing a lot of that damage. He invests inside one of the creeps. Now he's going to get out. Armlet Toggle tries to open wounds, but there's going to be the cold embrace, blocking all that physical damage, plus the Melt Strike from them to make a kill spree. They're looking for more. They do not find MJW. He TPs back home with the teleportation scroll. And then he TPs in with, of course, his W button down bottom and avoids the gank, but still, that life stealer down for 36 seconds. It's too much to deal with. Complexity find the defense of the tier 2 tower on top of that as well. Yeah, I think he misplayed that a little bit. He needed to just do a infest to maybe dodge to heal and then do a rage TP would have been better. He may still have been roared, but they seem like they feel very flustered. They're kind of forcing engagements and pushes that aren't very worth it or are kind of dangerous. and they're committing to it too long, and they're just getting kind of outplayed in simple ways.
Ooh, good dust. Earth Spike. Oh, Stand King. He wasn't far, or he wasn't close enough, excuse me. And with no Tranquils, that movement speed's not quite there. It was a good effort. Would have been a nice kill, although Complexity would have rotated over very quickly. And now they'll take down that last outer tower as the tier 2 is being focused down. Swindles will defend bottom. MJW will try to push in. He's got a Maelstrom, but it's not going to be nearly enough to even try to kill Swindle solo if he wanted to.
Yep, they're basically just on the back foot. They're trying to push out the lanes as fast as they can, but they've got to stabilize and they've got to win a team fight. So they have to wait until coL gets a little too aggressive and goes high ground. That's the way that they can win this one.
Yeah. Prediction update.
Incorrect.
I was correct. Limp is the highest net worth at 25 minutes into the game. Thank you.
I was close, actually. I was, what, 700 net worth?
Yeah, I was close. I don't blame you for the choice, but, well, close is, it's not good enough, Purge, I'm sorry to say.
You win all the points. Actually, I don't think I've got any.
Although I am incorrect on the total number of deaths by 10 minutes.
I was also wrong. I think
0 to 5. Oh, it was 1 kill away. You've got to be kidding me.
I said the same thing. I was 1 kill away.
Oh my god. Well,
I have been wrecked.
number of ancient camps stacked by 30 minutes. We have 5 minutes and there's one more stack to go. Although if there's one prediction wrong, then all of them are wrong in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not going to stack 5 times anymore. The stacking portion of the game is done. TA is basically just going to go around farming because she kills every camp so fast. We're going to get that one wrong as well. We may get the how long the game will be one correct.
44-60.
Yeah, that's
no
not good. I picked
way.
30 to 37, so I think I'm gonna get that.
You're
one right.
probably fine, unless we see a
looking for a kill
amazing team fight. Sand King infested up. Link, there's gonna be Hanskin jumping. They get the hex off. Swindle will find on the other side. Franz's Disruptor beast that comes through, pops the rage, even uses the open wounds. But now this base needs to be defended. He's gonna have to just run back and hope to get there in time. But already the tier 3 tower is gone, and Complexity overrunning the base. This game looks like it's not even gonna make it to 33. It looks like it's gonna make it to 26. And unfortunately, we'll probably both get the prediction wrong. They won't GG out just yet, as of course it is a best of 3 series, and you don't want to give up any sort of leeway at any stage of the game. Chesty's going to go ahead and farm the enemy agent stack, and they'll back up together as a squad.
I like FDL's picks this game. I think they did fine. Just I think they really needed their supports to get more done.
I do think they could have banned better.
I think so.
I'm really intent on that Riki ban. I'm also really intent on them not giving Swindle's Beastmaster, but if you don't give him Beastmaster, you might give him... I guess Beastmaster's better than Darkseer in this situation, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, coL really does like Darkseer. It gives them a lot of lane options. They can aggressively dual lane, things like that. Beastmaster obviously jungles really hard, but they just had to offset it a little bit with some fast levels of their own, and they didn't get that done.
I wouldn't mind seeing a game number 3, but with how Complexity has been playing over the course of this tournament, with the exception of that EG game yesterday, at the end of the day, I think that there's a small chance that a game 3 could be forced here, given the fact that Complexity's looks so strong.
It's definitely possible. It could go lots of different ways. You never know. I like the TA pickup here, Butterfly here.
Yeah, I mean, you aren't anywhere near an MKB for the Lifestealer. For the Phantom Lancer, he has picked up a Yasha. He doesn't have to finish his Manta style. He would like to.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't build Manta style on PL. So the Butterfly just is going to offset a lot of the inherent weaknesses that TA has versus these heroes. Just if he evades, then he doesn't lose the refraction damage.
Z-Freak gets off the defusal charge into the smoke screen. CC defuses it himself, but is already in trouble as they've brought down the Disruptor instantly. CC walking through the static storm to make sure that he can try to bait out at least some sort of damage from Complexity. But Beast is going to rage, try to TP out. Omni Slash, it's there. The rage is on, or rather the roar is on the other side to kill the Phantom Lancer, and that will end the game. GG is called an FDL. They will, looks like they'll go down in this 3 series, 1-0, and that was just a solid performance from Complexity. Again.
Incorrect.
Man, this admin is going in. Look at this.
He's ready to go.
He's asking before the game. We haven't even gotten the next lobby yet. He's like, let's get into the next game, guys. Come on. I don't blame him. He wants to get this going as quickly as possible. But Purge, your closing thoughts here as we progress into our second game.
The FDL supports really just needed to get 6 at a reasonable time. It wasn't at all. They got the line got 6 at like 14.